Lights, camera,
Rolling.
action.
Welcome to my podcast, Let's Talk About Verticals, a place where secrets are spilled, stories unfold, and the mysterious world of verticals is revealed in all its glory. Behind the scenes, oh yes. Exclusive insights, absolutely. Eccentric characters, you bet. So pull up a chair, pour yourself something suspiciously strong, and prepare for a conversation you didn't know you needed. So welcome to the podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. And now, let's talk. Hello and welcome to my podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. Today we are going back to Los Angeles to an actor, and I'm very happy to have him in my podcast for a long time, actor again. And I say hello to Daniel Bateman. Welcome to my podcast and thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's so fun to talk to someone in Germany.
Yeah, it's kind of, the thing is, I record with the 6 big review ladies every month a monthly recap. And one of them is in Australia. One of them is in India or Dubai. She is switching between India and Dubai. The other one is in Canada. The next one is in New York. So we are kind of an international review team. But to be honest, I like that this community is so big, growing, and so all over the world. I like that.
It's so interesting to me because, when we shoot these here, we really sometimes have no idea where everything's going to go. And then we hear from someone, in another country that's watching something and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that you had access to that app there or you were able to watch it.
I didn't know that in the Philippines, verticals are so big.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. When I saw, for example, on KCS's profile that he did a meet and greet on the Philippines, I was, what? On the Philippines? They are watching verticals? Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
But did you shot all your verticals already in LA, or have you ever been out in this vertical space also in China or
shot many places in the US. Like I've shot, I've been flown out to New York several times to do that. But it's primarily like I even did one in Vegas, which is really interesting.
In Vegas was a vertical shot, really?
That one was very cool. But most of them are here in LA, and most actors, if they go through all the breakdowns, it's you'll find them in other cities. There might be 1 or 2 or 3 posted per day, but if you go into the audition postings for LA, there's at least like 6 a day that you're seeing, that are casting something, and it's really taking over the entire actor submission system out here.
But I had lately the feeling that Europe is really coming up for shooting with verticals. Turkey, Lithuania, Italy, England, stuff like that. So
definitely.
I have the feeling that they are coming up. And when I spoke with Michael Vaccaro, for example, he told me that for mostly of the production companies, it's cheaper to fly the actors over from the US to Europe. To give them there a hotel and feeding them and stuff like that, that it's cheaper than shooting in LA, for example, because the production costs in LA should be really high at the moment, he told me.
Yeah, it's very high. Yeah. So it's interesting. But I mean, verticals are definitely one thing here that is the production is very, very, very high. I was lucky to do a movie out in Europe, which was my first time going to Europe. I went to Venice.
Nice
I shot a movie
one.
called Sex, Love, Venice. That's on Amazon Prime now, and that was great because that was my first feature film lead,
I have to check if that's available in Europe because I saw that not everything on Amazon Prime US is available on Amazon Prime Europe.
Yeah, I don't know if it is yet. I know they're working on that right now with the distributor. So if it isn't already in your country, it will be very soon. But
Wait, I will check it.
yeah,
I
it
will
was
check it.
just
What was
released
the
here last.
title, please?
Yeah, it's called Sex,
Yeah.
Love, Venice.
Okay, to be honest, the titles of the featured films are not even better than from
Yeah,
the girls.
yeah, Sex, Love, Venice. Because I think what it
Hmm.
is most people, their attention span is so different now. You know, people are so used to things so quickly that you really, unless you have someone like really famous in a movie,
Hmm.
you have to make it so clear on what someone is going to watch, or they just lose interest.
Yeah.
They're not gonna like it. They're not going to watch it. So if somebody is going through, you know, Amazon and they see the word sex and the word Venice and they see this gorgeous backdrop of Venice,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, if they want to see that, they know what they're watching, you know? And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's very clear. Yeah.
But sometimes, to be honest, the titles of the verticals are so stupid.
Oh my God, all the time, pretty much.
You cannot expect that we are tuning in verticals because of the titles.
No. And you
It is
know,
so
we
stupid.
actors don't like them either. I mean, we don't like it on our IMDb, you know? It's like some of these titles just sound like we're doing porn to other people.
Yep, yep,
Yeah. Yep.
totally.
Yeah.
That's totally. And the thing is, they are sometimes so long that you could see the poster, the AI creator poster, where the actors don't even look alike they are look in reality. And then this really stupid long titles on it that
Hmm.
is not really eye-catching, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely done some where we did it with one title, and then the title that they change it to, you know, we don't hear about that. We just find out when it's like released somehow. Most of the time, they don't even tell us that, hey, your vertical was just released. We just find it. We find out from
You
somebody.
got tagged in the first reviews and that, oh, okay,
Yeah,
it's released. Okay.
yeah, and sometimes I'm like, how did these people know to watch it before the people in it even knew to see it, you know? So it's really
Yeah.
interesting how it works. But the titles, I would say about 90% of the time are not the same as when we started. So we're
But
seeing one version, and
turn
then it's
they out worse or better than the.
worse, always worse. Yeah, and
Okay. Hmm.
I don't know if that's like a tactic. You know, I don't know if it's a way because they don't want to scare sometimes actors from it in the
that you
beginning.
that you decline a script and said, sorry, this
Mhm.
title I don't
Like
want to have
that's
it.
my theory, to be honest. I truly think that is a part of it. Is they're like, oh, we'll put
Maybe
some like
tactic.
yeah, like Love in the Fall. It'll be like some normal like title, and
Yeah.
then you find out it's like stealing the CEO's sperm, you know,
Sperm
and
donor billionaire.
you're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, some titles are so stupid. Like, for example, what was the one title with Nick Ritako and Callum Peluso? My ex's uncle put quadruplets in my
Oh
belly
yeah,
or stuff
yeah.
like that.
Mhm. No, no, no. Yeah, I know. I did one where it became my husband's nephew is my guilty pleasure, and that one is on Good Short, and it's like one of their most popular ones, and it's crazy because when we shot that, yeah, I had no idea they were going to do that, and the poster even looks like something kind of naughty, you know, so it doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, it's kind of provocative and total
Yeah.
title and okay, I get it. I get it. So, what are no-goes for you on verticals? So, when you see auditions, which one you are sorting out and say no, I'm not willing to do that.
I usually, honestly, first I'll sort out by rate. To be honest, like the pay rate because they're very different by each like platform, and it's interesting because you can
Depends
kind
it
of
on
tell.
platform the rates?
Sometimes, yeah, and that crew, yeah. So like one you might do and it'll be like, 400, 500 a day. There'll be another one posted and they'll say like 200, 250. So it's not all the same for these
Do you
roles. They're
know right from the beginning on which platform this will be shown?
not always. Now,
Okay.
most of the time it is listed. I do
Mm-hmm.
see it'll say like Real Short, Drama Box. I
Okay.
do see that more often than not, especially because now a lot of them are using in-house like teams. Like there's an in-house casting that does
Okay.
also
Mm-hmm.
something else with the vertical. So I'm seeing a lot more of that. But yeah, I mean, I'll go through and, for example, if something is like, if they're paying, like, let's say the male lead is listed and it's like 900, whatever, which is not even what they'll pay them even more. But that's what they put on there. And then they're putting for the main antagonist $200. And
Per day or for the total shoot?
for a day for the daily rate. And the difference is that the to be completely honest with you, I've been the male lead in several. I've been the main antagonist in several. The
Mm-hmm.
antagonist, hands down, is a lot more work. It is truly
Really?
verticals a lot more work. The reason being is they're the ones always getting slapped. They are the ones always getting something thrown in their face,
So it's
water, whatever it
physically
is.
more
It's
job.
a lot more physically demanding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more risk involved. There's a lot more stunt work involved, really. A lot of the times, the male leads in these will kind of just stand there and be stoic and save the day, or be
Mm-hmm.
cold and just look a certain way for the shot. But the villains are really the ones who keep verticals moving.
Mm-hmm.
They really keep it going and interesting. Because if everyone was just that sort of flat, grounded, realistic tone all the way through, people would lose interest. Like people
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
verticals because it's so like quick action, and in your face. And so I really think that that is a big problem in the industry is that the villains are like severely underrated and underappreciated for what they really contribute to these.
Okay, so you check first the pay rate and then what's the
So,
next KO to sort
yeah, so
out?
I'll go to pay rate. If the title is totally off from the beginning, I may think twice about it. And then I'll look and I will look at like I don't like to do ones with a lot of sexualized content. It's just not what
Yeah.
I don't enjoy.
Oh.
Like if it's a BDSM one, I'm probably
Why
not
are,
interested.
can you tell me the reason why our BDSM one are so many lately?
I know, and
I don't like to watch them. I don't
I
watch them
know. I get it, but part of me is just like, well, they wouldn't make these
if they
if
won't
there
be
wasn't
watched. Yeah.
a market, right? And
Mm.
so it is weird to me for sure, and it's weird to a lot of us here in the US because some of the things that are in these we don't have in regular film. Like for example, a lot of these like rape scenes.
Yeah.
We don't do that in film here unless it's like an Oscar film, that's like
Yes.
R-rated and it's like very artistic and needed.
A Steven Spielberg one.
Yeah, like if it's really necessary,
Yeah.
sure. But like in these, it's like sometimes, I've had to do some of those scenes where you're like, why is this in here? Like why is that
It's not
needed? Like
important for the story.
no, like we could make the same sort of situation happen by just having something crazy happen,
Hmm.
like running over someone or
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but like why does it have to be that for the shock factor? So generally, like if it has those kind of scenes, I will think twice about it. So that's kind
Do
of
you
something
know that from the beginning?
they do not on all of them, but a lot of them they will put at the bottom of the role description.
Okay.
This role has sexual scenes,
Okay.
fighting, something like that. They'll list if an intimacy coordinator is involved, so you get to be reassured of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's yeah, I mean, I definitely read through the entire descriptions. Some of them I've learned to kind of, I don't want to say waste my time, but there are certain vertical platforms. that are just always going to use the people that you already know that are vertical famous, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And it wastes a lot of actors' time because they post on these breakdowns and have people submit their audition tapes, which takes time. You have to put that effort into it. You have to edit it. You've got to put the whole thing together. When they really are just putting the offers out to those same
So direct
and
direct
people over and
offer. Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Yeah, and so it's really kind of misleading, and I do think it is an issue within the industry, because it's happened even from my end of the thing. Like I'm nowhere near that level, but there have been a couple times where like I've talked to someone and they were submitting to something that I already knew that I had received the offer for.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and then you're like, what?
But I
Like,
think that's not only a problem in your branch. Sometimes, here exactly, for example, here in Germany, if you build a kind of public building, you have to write all the work stuff and you have to give everyone the possibility that they can send you an offer for that. But mostly of them, it's exactly decided before they even make the
yeah.
description who will do this work. So
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's not only in acting stuff.
yeah, it's a real problem for sure. But I think the thing with the acting world though is it takes a lot of extra effort that there's other loops that you have to go through as an actor. Like if they send you, 5, 6 pages, 2 different scenes, you have to prepare those, right? You have to essentially make this short film to send to someone by a deadline. And so it is unpaid work that you have to
Yeah.
you
How
you have
much
to be
time
selective.
does that take sometimes?
I mean, it depends. You have to get it down to a science to kind of get through because I do truly believe that at a certain point it becomes a numbers game and it becomes like just, eventually it hits the right role, the right time, the right need, the right person, the right look is number one. On those that they're seeking or that they have in their mind, for these. I find that verticals more than other shows in many ways have this very particular idea
Type.
that client wants. Some
Yeah.
prefer blonde,
Yeah.
some prefer dark hair, but it's very, very much that sometimes. So I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going. I went off on a tangent.
No, so roundabout, how many time you were invest in an audition
Oh,
stuff?
how much time? Yes.
Yeah, so
Um,
roundabout 1 hour.
I would say mm, if it's something that I really like and it feels a little higher profile project. Let's say if it's a non-vertical or it's a film, I'll spend much more time on it. Couple hours at least, kind of a thing. Put that in, maybe. Maybe a good hour if I just knock it out. But that's the time of maybe just the prep and filming it and everything. If it's a vertical, probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because I've gotten to a point where I just have to get through them. Now, that doesn't account for the editing and all that too. So you have to remember, like, you may have shot the scenes and everything in like, 20 minutes or whatever, and made sure that the framing is right. It all looks good.
Yeah.
But then you have to edit it. And not only do you have to edit it, you have to wait for it to upload, right? So you have to upload to the platform. So all of that is something that like you can't just do that recording and then be like, okay, it's done.
Yeah,
Bye.
it's yeah, yeah.
There's a whole process to it. So it's same thing with like showing up on set, right? Like you're paid sometimes, this rate or this daily rate or half day rate or whatever it is, but it doesn't account for your preparation time in the days before memorizing.
Reading the lines and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
all the work when you are not on set, all the driving through the set, all the going through the lines after a shooting day for the next day.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. It's interesting for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
But
the next question. Why are you doing this? What keeps you so addicted to this vertical stuff?
It's funny because I by far like I'm not ashamed to admit like I did not get into this business for verticals, for sure. Like they are something that I fell into. I had friends in the beginning who were doing them before I was and just said, "Hey, I think you should, give this a shot. I think you could do well in this." And that was mainly I think mentioned to me in many ways because I came from a strong theater background. I
Okay.
I was in Broadway musicals, so I
From
was very
Broadway to verticals?
hmm yeah, yeah.
Huh, shouldn't it have been the other way?
I know, but it actually really came in handy because verticals, are very exaggerated and over the
Hmm.
top. So that's great. And when I got to do the movie, Sex of Venice, that's what was so beautiful is just being able to do something so grounded and real and
Yeah,
um, something that I really learned to thrive in. And they are completely different art forms, and I do
yeah,
appreciate verticals. I do verticals because I do appreciate that it is a market for people to keep working in, that it's
yeah.
steady. And I appreciate that it keeps actors on set. I appreciate that it allows you to play things that maybe you wouldn't in a mainstream film.
Hmm.
So it's been fun, I do enjoy I have enjoyed a lot of the ones that I have done.
How many have
Um,
you done so far?
uh,
Roundabout.
that's a good question. I don't even know the exact number. Um, I'm thinking it's between like 13 and 15 somewhere
Okay.
in that mix. So
And when did
not
you do your first one?
I did my very first one like just a year and a half ago, or just a year ago, really. Year and a half, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and a lot of the times, like there were some where like I booked it and I wasn't able to do it, because dates, wouldn't work out with another
Yeah.
film I was
Yeah.
doing. And that all came first in many ways because films are just completely different thing. But I really fell in love with the art of being subtle and keeping things all in the eyes. And I do appreciate that about the mainstream, films and when you can do something really grounded. And it's a separate art. And that's why I've learned to appreciate verticals because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn this gear on
Hmm.
and I'm gonna be this version of an actor, right? And
Yeah.
then if I'm
Yeah.
doing TV, I'm gonna be this version. And sometimes people can't separate it, and I do think that is one frustrating thing is sometimes people will watch these and they'll be like, "Oh my God, everybody's like so over the top and crazy." And you're like, "Well, no, we're actually instructed to do that. Like that is like that's why you're watching it. So that's something that I had to let go of in the beginning was like not reading comments,
Do
not
you
doing
read
any of that.
reviews?
On verticals, sometimes I will. For a lot of other things, I won't. It depends. Like if it's sounding like it's going to be a good review, I'll read it.
Hmm.
If it already in the beginning is looking like it's not, I don't really bother. I don't really care to read it, and it's nothing
Hmm.
against the person writing it or anything. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like if I had a good experience on it and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it,
Yeah.
it doesn't really do me any good. Like it doesn't help anything. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't change anything. That person wasn't there. They don't know the conditions that we were dealing with. Like there's just so many other factors that it becomes noise. Like for me,
Hmm.
I'm somebody who's very sensitive, so
So
I
for
have to
you,
be
the
very
job is
careful.
done after wrapping it.
And I'll watch it.
It's
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
watch your verticals
I do. Yeah. I will watch them. I watch
completely or
all the work that I
only the
do.
scenes?
I'm sorry. What'd you
Do
say?
you watch it completely from the beginning till the end,
I'll
or
skim
only the
through. I mean,
scenes you are in?
I'll spend more time on the scenes that I'm in. I'll usually I'll skim through for sure. Like I'll kind of start it and know when to
Mm.
stop and be like, oh, I think my next scene is like here, and just kind of go through. But it depends on the vertical. There are some that I have enjoyed watching, but
Okay.
if it is like a BDSM oriented one or something, I'm
I
probably not
I
going to.
cannot watch them.
Yeah,
That's shit.
I'm not going to, you know. Um,
I also don't like the interactive ones. No one
hmm
of the fans like the interactive ones.
hmm
I haven't spoken to any fan yet who like the interactive ones.
Yeah, that's totally different. But
Yeah, the thing is, you have to get a membership to watch a vertical, and then when it's an interactive one, you have to pay, although you have a membership, that you can watch
mhm.
it. That's so silly.
Yeah,
That's so silly.
yeah, it's pretty interesting, and to hear how people end up watching it and which way they ended up watching it, you know.
Yeah, when the trap catches you,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
mostly in the same way. Everyone I spoke to, the real short marketing department did a really great job by placing the advertisings on Facebook. Because
Yes.
mostly of the audience I know where everyone was catched with an advertising on Facebook for a
Mhm.
real short one.
Yeah. It it's interesting because Facebook isn't really something here that we like use as much. It's kind of like died out a little bit, but it's so
Yeah,
international.
here too.
Yeah. But the people that watch these things and in the demographics that watch them, I think that's part of it too, is that it's so much bigger than we realize.
Yeah,
Like I
but
do
on
video.
Instagram you also get shown a lot of advertising lately. Every time a new show drops, I have the feeling that every day I see 4 or 5 advertisings for new shows,
Yeah.
even with new platforms on it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of much lately. The
It's
trap,
it's a,
if you fall into the trap, there's no chance to get out.
hmm
Totally not.
You
No.
will keep receiving all
I
of.
started watching verticals in August 2023.
Mhm.
And there weren't lately so many platforms. There were the classic ones, Drama Box, Real Short, Good Short, so.
Mhm.
So not many. And I was so dumb to think, okay, I will get a Real Short membership for 1 week. I will watch all the shows which have been
Uh,
published, and then I'm done, and then it's fine.
mhm.
I didn't realize that there were coming new shows every week.
Every single week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some platforms, it's like every other day. There's another
Yeah, Real
series released.
Short has published lately 10 new shows per week.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
many
they
shows, and they are getting less in quality, to be honest.
yes, I've noticed that too because they're just cranking them out, they're
Yeah.
rushing them, and a
Yeah.
lot of that comes down to the editing, you know, like
Hmm.
that's the other thing too. A lot of people don't realize is the performance like is really made in the editing room. So you can give a really great performance, but however they decide to take certain moments and put certain music to it
Hmm.
and cut from you to the other person and all that, that makes or breaks the scene. And sometimes, you'll feel really great about a scene and you'll be like, wow, we were really so present and this was wonderful. And then you will watch an edit on a vertical later and they have this like crazy music that's playing in the background louder than like our dialogue. And you're like,
And then
what?
it's so
What?
bad.
Yeah.
No, they destroyed our scene. Oh, come on.
Yeah. Or they add these crazy sound effects or something. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we just never really
also
know.
the shitty voiceovers.
Hmm
They are
Do
sometimes so
people like,
bad.
do people really like the voiceovers? Is that why
No.
they're, so
Okay,
why?
to be honest, when I first started watching verticals, the voiceovers were totally bad. They
Mhm.
don't match the scene you see, and it was
And
so
it always sounds different, right?
absolutely. It always sounds like a studio super synthesized voice.
Something, yes. Which it throws you off.
Lately, the voiceover are better than a year ago. But sometimes there are voiceovers in scenes where I'm wondering why for what is that voiceover needed?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah,
there.
I will record an episode with the post production. What is it now? Okay, named not post production manager, or what is the name? I don't know. And I will also record an episode with a script supervisor because, let's be honest, it all starts, happens, and shitting with the script.
Hmm.
And I dislike verticals where the whole vertical stuff is discussed by one question. Is it really him or is he a fraud? And that's the whole vertical stuff.
Hmm.
This only question. I don't know why you can make out so much money of this only question in a
Yeah.
60-minute banquet scene dialogue harassing scene.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure you've heard from actors that they get very tired of the banquet scene.
And
Yeah.
in 1 hour or how many episodes it is, they are standing still on one point, and all you can fix in 5 minutes by showing your ID is discussed in more than 1 hour.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Why?
wild. There are some lately, I feel like even more so, where I will get the script from the audition submission. And so I'll get the script, for the role to record the tape for. And in the sides in that script, I'm like, I've done this before. Like there are some where literally there's just a couple words that are different, or something is just slightly different, but it is very clearly taken from a
Yeah,
previous.
the stories are so often so identical. For example, there are a lot of sportive verticals at the moment. The
Hmm.
only thing that changes are the sports. In one is it hockey, in the next one is it tennis, in the next one is it about football, and the
Yeah.
storyline is always the same.
Oh
Sometimes
yeah.
even the character's name is the same. That's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And I feel like lately there's been this kind of spike in verticals too, where there's a lot more verticals with like really young people, especially with
Yeah,
like real short, with like
yeah,
there weren't really high school age verticals before,
yeah.
you know?
To be
And
honest, for the European market, the high school verticals are not so attractive because we don't have here this high school prom stuff here in Europe. We don't have
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I would love to see more university stuff, young student stuff, because sometimes it's really ridiculous if you see, for example, a Cayman Cardiff acting as a high school guy.
yeah.
No, no, not
I
at his
know there's
age.
a lot of
No,
stuff like that sometimes where I'm like, what is going on here? And that's no shade against any actor, any of
no,
them. It's
no.
just reality. It's just, like it,
When
it
you see
doesn't.
the actor has to shave a baby face, that maybe he looks like a high schooler.
Yeah,
No.
it's silly, but there's some of those, and then there's some on the very other end of the spectrum where they're like the silver fox thing, and um
Yeah.
there's some of that, but they're all like the guy will be like 40, right? Which never really is
Yeah,
most of
but
the time.
but we spoke, the ladies, the big six, and I call the review ladies the big six. The big six and I spoke in the September recap about a vertical where is Haley Lorelai is a daughter, and I don't know what was the name of the mother in this vertical. They are at the same age in normal life, and the mother got two silver stripes in the hair, and that should make her old or what? That's so
Uh
ridiculous.
yeah, that's what they'll bring the little silver spray and just put it through, which is
It's the
really.
same when you see, for example, Kira Wisely having a 10-year-old boy in a vertical.
Hmm. Yeah. Some of that is a little silly for sure. And
Yeah,
I've noticed that there's this trend too in verticals with, I mean, there's always been some element of it, but I do find that they're asking continually right now for more. more masculine, more and more masculine, more
Hmm.
dominant, more. And I do think it's toxic. I do think it's a little scary,
Hmm.
in some ways how that's almost praised and glorified and
Hmm.
just viewed as sexy when I'm like, this is actually just this is abusive. Like this is truly
Yeah,
not.
and you know, the young women who watch verticals,
Yeah.
round about, let's say, teenager stuff
Right.
or early 20, all they see is every time you got pregnant when you hook up because they don't use a protection. If you are
Right.
pregnant, it's okay to get an abortion. It's totally easy to get to a hospital. You can get an abortion there. And every woman who are hooked up need desperate money, and it's not a problem because a savior will come, a billionaire,
Mhm.
and without him you cannot survive. That's
Yeah.
mostly the transferred picture of a woman in that age.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I really liked doing the few that I was able to do that were rom-coms that I like the comedic ones. I love
Oh
being able
yes,
to,
there should
to,
be
to
more.
they work, they're really fun. But lately, I feel like almost every single one that I audition for is the same heavy, dark drama, and it's after a while you're like, God, can we do a
Can we
rom-com
just
more?
have fun?
Can we just be silly? Yeah.
Yeah, but who was it? I think Molly Anderson was it. She told me that she had a really great script for a really great rom-com one, and they filmed, and then the producer got on set and saw this and said, "No, we have to change it. We need more drama in it." And then she told me mostly of the really great scenes were changed into real dramas, so that the original really great rom-com stuff was in the end a total shit drama as ever.
Yeah. It's wild. And I do think, they're not going, this is just to put it out there. They are not going to really listen to the actors, right? It's going to come down to it's a commercialized, it's a business, right? It's a
Yep,
for-profit
yep,
business. And
yep.
it is going to be people like yourself. It is going to be the viewers. It is going to be the people that are clicking these that they are having their reach with that are going to have to band together in some way and voice these opinions
Yep.
or thoughts on this to make any kind of change, or they won't because the vertical industry is very much based on what is safe, right?
Yep.
And that's why they stick to the same script because they're like, oh, this did well, that means we have to do the exact same thing again. Like it's so
Have you ever
until
done something for apps like Candy Jar or Wigloo or stuff like that?
I haven't done with them yet. There have been a
Because
couple where I
these are
was just,
platforms, every time new stories, really great news stories. They are
yes,
stories round about 40 episodes, stuff like that.
yes,
Candy Jar, for example, have a lot of part one, part two stuff, but every type of, they are so individual in their stories.
yeah,
And every time they are dropping less than the big platforms, but the one they drop with definitely more quality in the storyline and also
yeah,
with more intercultural stuff in it.
yes, yeah. I've heard
And
that.
I
So
like that
it just
really.
never worked out timing wise. But yeah,
You know,
I would
Candy
love
Jar is a
to.
German platform. Germany stands for good quality. Just kidding. No, but
Yes, love
no,
it.
that's so ridiculous. Candy Jar is a German platform, but in Germany, no verticals were shot, and verticals here are not very common.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
so silly.
Well, I find that here, even a lot of people that watch verticals don't know that they're watching verticals, like if that makes sense. Like a lot of the
Mm.
people that are not the regular people that subscribe to these
Yeah,
platforms, they see these all the time, but they didn't really know what they were.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, I love
Kind of
those. Or I love.
streaming. Kind of
Mhm.
streaming. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
A lot of people are learning, and especially too because we're not. You got to remember, like, unless you're one of the really like famous like people in verticals, your name isn't anywhere, right?
Hmm.
And
No
so
credits
there
and
are these
stuff like
millions of
that. Yeah.
people watching it, and it is sort of a problem because I do think it is part of your compensation to at least be acknowledged or credited
Yeah,
in some way
yeah.
for your work.
Some
Um,
some verticals have credits now, but I would say 15%
yeah,
maximum, not more.
I've never, yeah, had that done.
Or even the whole crew stuff. I saw a lot of verticals in the beginning when I started watching, and I didn't know the actors and thought, oh, that was really great acting. Who was that guy or that woman? Or I really liked it. I'm not that type of super nerdy fangirl who watches a vertical because of the actor. And I don't have the opinion that every vertical who has this actor in it must be a good one automatically,
Mhm.
because I had it a few times that the cast was great, but a great cast cannot make a shit story good. That's fact.
No, of course. Yeah.
But I saw some verticals where the direction was so great, the cut, the the perspective of the filming and so, and I wanted really to know, oh, who was the director? You
Hmm.
cannot get this information.
No,
Even
it is
informations about the crew members in total, you cannot
no, because they're not
get
even
it.
all on IMDb. So it's like you can't Google these things and find that. Even if they don't list it, you just like you said, you can't find it anywhere. And I do think that is a real problem because if it's these people's faces, their likeness, their work, whatever it is, it
Yeah.
should all it should definitely be there and accessible in some way if people want that. I know there are some actors who do verticals who don't want that out there because they don't want people seeing them do verticals because they're afraid that
Why?
because a lot of people because of the style being very over the top and
Oh,
out
okay.
there, they think that certain casting directors or people will then see them in that way and not think that they can just be a real grounded like
So
film
they
actor.
get pickholded in this vertical space and not offered
And it does
any.
happen, truthfully, it does, because
Mhm.
I've seen it. Now that hasn't stopped me and stopped a lot of people because at the end of the day, we want to just keep working and
Yeah,
and do
yeah.
do it. And me coming from a theater background, I'm like, okay, I can separate things. But I know for some people, they do have to be really careful about that because they get into a pattern of like doing these over the top verticals. Then when they get an audition for something that isn't that, it's hard for them to turn that off because they're so
Hmm.
used to doing that. So it is a separate skill. One is like football, one is soccer. They're all the same. They're all sports essentially, but they're
Yeah.
different. They're done differently.
Do you miss sometimes the Broadway? You know, when you
Sure.
are, I played also theater, and I really enjoyed it in the theater world that you have directly connection to the audience. You get directly your feedback, you feel the vibe, the atmosphere. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not so good. And
Yeah.
every evening turns out totally different. The first evening they are
Yeah, it
laughing,
does.
for example, on scene four. The next evening they are laughing on scene two, and you thought, that was not
Yeah.
yesterday. They
Sometimes it
didn't.
really surprises you. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you
And you
miss this directly connection to the audience sometimes?
yeah, I really do sometimes. I miss that shared experience. I think,
Mm-hmm.
film and verticals and all that, they have their own place of entertainment, but they're really more of a solo entertainment, right? I mean, not
Yeah.
everyone's sitting around a phone watching it together. Everyone's kind of in their own thing. And I do think there is something beautiful about like sharing an experience with other people and kind of feeling that together at the same time. I think it's a really beautiful, wonderful thing that I miss about theater and that fulfillment that came from that.
Do you want to go back someday to theater? Or I spoke, for example, to Tina and Brooke. She does both acting
Yeah, for
and
sure. I
theater.
Yeah, I will do a show, or two occasionally again. I will get back in there and do some of that. I definitely won't make it my full-time pursuit
Mm-hmm.
again. I've learned to really enjoy film and TV, so I definitely want to keep that muscle going for sure. But I do, even for the singing part of it, a lot of people don't know, but I'm a very strong trained singer, and so
So you need a
anytime I can have an
musical
opportunity,
vertical.
we do need musical verticals.
Hmm.
Absolutely, they should be
Hmm.
there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
I'm in.
they'd go viral. People would click, and then they'd download the music,
And
Um,
get the
yeah,
soundtrack.
hmm
Verticals
yeah,
with their
for
own
sure.
soundtrack. That would be great.
Yes, but I
What
love theater. I
what
really
kind
do.
of music? Music
What kind of music
style?
do I
Yeah.
sing?
No, no, what kind of music style
Well, I'm
would you
like,
think would fit for a vertical?
you know, I would say it would probably be something moody, I think it would be something like a little poppy, uh like a Billie Eilish kind of style. I think they would be more conversational than like big like Broadway
Uh-huh.
songs. You know what I mean? I think they would be like instead of it would be like the new voiceover, instead of speaking a voiceover, they would be like singing these thoughts in a very like to themselves way,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's kind of what I
Oh,
think.
that's nice. Yeah, but kind of rock musical
Hmm.
or classic ones more, or I think a comedy musical would be great.
Oh my God, it would be so good. It would be so great.
But I
Yeah,
think I think the problem is really that none of the platform is really willing to take the risk for that.
no. That's definitely a huge
So
struggle.
it's all about the money. We need the money.
Need the money. I mean, they have it. They're just very careful with it, you know.
Yeah, but it would be easier if one of us would get the money. So next time you play a billionaire CEO, maybe you should transfer some money to your real bank account
Hmm.
and not, as easy as it's shown always in the verticals. Yeah, I transfer it to, yeah, $10 million. No problem. Here, bam.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be good.
absolutely.
That would be so easy in total. Then you can produce a lot of verticals.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And I think, I would like to see more roles that are yes, you can keep the CEO, you can keep all of that in some way, but I would like to see more layers with like some of these roles too, where like the guys don't have to be this over hyper masculine dominant person, but like can be someone that like there are all kinds of men out there that are like some
Yeah, you
women like
don't need always a billionaire. You can use a color worker or I don't know, a normal business guy. Why is always the super billionaire needed? I don't know.
yeah, yeah. It's just a little it's much. And then well yeah, why do they have to be so like I'm a man and I'm gonna, like to me
I'm the big one.
it's kind of like, it makes me laugh to be honest. Like even when I do them, sometimes I'll be like, oh God, but because we're at the end of the day, like we're artists and like artists are sensitive
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah. Was there ever a role who catched you so intensely in, I don't know, mentally or physically that you couldn't turn it off when you were finished with the shooting? So you needed a few days to get off this role?
yeah, I mean, well, when I did the movie, when I did Sex Love Venice, definitely that's what that was because that was my first time in Europe on top of it. So a lot of what you're seeing in my eyes and everything exploring, there's some realness in there too, but that's just a very vulnerable, sensitive, grounded, real, tender script, and I hadn't been able to do that in a bit because verticals and everything are obviously so dominant and aggressive,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
um, it was really nice to just be really soft and keep everything in the eyes and just being able to tear up a little bit more often than and really just go there. But it was really hard for me to get on that flight back and
How long
come
did you shoot that movie?
uh almost about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay.
Um yeah, in Italy, and it was just beautiful. And
Italy, the place to be. Great food, great
yeah,
people.
yeah, and being able to, travel with just that great team. And that's the thing. I mean, it's almost like summer camp. Sometimes you do these shoots,
I
and
like summer camp.
yeah, I mean, you get close with certain people, like, you go through this thing together, these long hours, these crazy things, and then it's done, and then it's like, well, I hope I see you next year. I hope I see you next time. Hope we work on
Hmm.
another one. Um, so I need to be a little bit better about, like, I think keeping my friendships from these, because I think we end a lot of them and then we all just go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think we should all kind of bond a little more through all of this dialogue and through these things, and being able to talk about it with each other a little more, and not have to, like, keep it
Yeah,
all.
but to be honest, if you stay in contact with all of the people you were on verticals lately, more, then you have a bit to do.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, of course you'd be selective with, like, the ones that you bonded with the most, but
Were
yeah,
there ever people, you know, from what I get, you don't know roundabout till 1 week before who with whom you will shoot, right?
right.
Were there ever situations when you thought, okay, I'm not so happy about the pick of my colleagues, but it's okay? So you saw it more like a job, or sometimes you see it more like a, yeah, that would be a great time because I love these people, I know these people, and I know for sure that the shooting will be great? How
It's
do you
both.
get
Yeah, it is.
motivated for?
It's both. Yeah, I mean, there are sometimes you get really excited, and then sometimes you're like, okay,
That's a
But
good
then,
thing of a vertical. It's only 7 days, and then you can say, okay,
right.
check, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah. There's some. I mean, I think there's no one that I like. Okay, I can't stand them. I hate them.
Yeah, yeah.
There's really no one like that. And I get along with everyone, and I'm kind to everyone, which is, I think, a big part of it, and
Hmm.
helps, and make, pleasant with everyone on set. But there are definitely, like, a couple actors that, are leads that I think can be a little, what's the word? Like, selfish with their coverage, if that makes sense. So there are
Yeah.
some times where, like, you're doing a scene, right? And they shoot it in segments, right?
Hmm.
So they flip the camera. Now we're doing the scene and it's on Daniel, right? Now we're
Yeah.
doing the scene and it's on his reaction or her
Yeah. Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they're not on camera, there are some actors who, like, will not give you their level of performance when they're
Hmm.
not on
Hmm.
screen, because it's not their coverage. Whereas, like, for me, it's like, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do it the same regardless. I'm going to give you that to work with and play with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Exactly. It's supportive to be in the role that the whole scene will fit perfectly, isn't it?
yeah, like, I was literally on one a couple months ago, and I was the villain, and I'm not going to be too specific, but, like, literally, I was doing my coverage, and he was down here, like, texting, like, scrolling through his Instagram, just, like, saying it while I'm having this, like, emotional scene to it. And so I didn't really have anything to work with, and it was
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. No
to me,
feedback
I
or
think it's just
stuff like that. Yeah.
that's a selfish thing, like, for an actor. I just don't like things like that.
What does feel better, being a villain or being nice?
I think villain is, I think being a villain is more fun. Um, for sure.
Because no one expects good thing for you, or what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but just like when you're like, you just get to do, your more vibrant, like, interesting things. Whereas, like, in verticals, a lot of time, if you are the male lead, you're kind of just stoic in some
Hmm.
ways, and just very, like, posy, like,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm gonna say my
You
line
only
here.
have to look good.
Yeah, say my line
Yeah,
here, and then, oh, I can tear up maybe a tiny bit here, and then I'm gonna be in my suit and be dominant from this side, and it's
yeah,
very much that. Whereas, like, when you're a villain, it's like, crazy, doing wild things sometimes, and So that can be
So you
more fun.
prefer kidnapping more than a towel drop and a proposing, or what?
Uh, I think there's more ways, like I think you can even make I think there's more ways to make it funny and interesting with a villain sometimes. I think anytime I've been the lead in a vertical and I try to add some humor or something in there, no. Like they don't want it. They didn't want it. You know what I mean?
Why?
Even in a charming like rom-com way, no, did not want it. Didn't want it. Unless it was
Why?
specifically that script, no, got to be dominant. Because a lot of them just view that as being effeminate or being less masculine. And it's a it's a problem, you know? It's because I'm like
I would
that's
love to see a vertical where there is a husband and a wife, and they're more like a team. They
yeah,
work
oh
together,
absolutely.
they grow together, they can rely on each other, stuff like that. But
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
time there is a husband and a wife, one of them is really dominant and say, "Don't do that. I forbid you this. No, this, no. I say you have to do this one." Someone is always evil in
Yeah.
this relationship or toxic, and the other one has to be devoted.
Hmm.
That's not realistic.
No.
Okay, sometimes maybe, but I would say the classic relationship is eye to eye level, even more women in leading positions in a company, not always the stupid assistant or secretary.
Yeah, just being a little more creative with those roles and
All
those
the
things.
professors verticals I don't like, by the way, but every time it's a male one. But I cannot watch it. I'm a professor at the university.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
So probably
cannot
makes
watch.
you uncomfortable in some ways.
It's so unrealistic, to be honest. And you know, the thing is, when you come into your room where your students are, you're thinking, no, definitely with no one out of here. No, absolutely
No, no, no,
no.
no. Yeah, it's
It's
for
kind
the
of
best.
triggering.
So, yeah, that would be a little too much drama, I think,
And
for
every
sure.
time it's a silly, stupid student girl who gets so devoted to this strong, graceful professor.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I don't think in the male roles there's really much diversity within that at all. I mean,
No.
I guess really in all the roles, like you said, but it does seem like with the men especially, like because I feel like with some of the female roles, there's different ways that they can kind of play it a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but with the men, it is very much like this, and this. It seems like lately, but. I hope that that will change some. And like you said, there's some platforms who are diving more into exploring
Yeah.
some types of things. So
I'm
yeah.
so thankful for that. But even there are some platforms that produce kind of less of new verticals, but they produce only, I don't know, 40 till 50 episodes. But
Mhm.
these verticals are in the quality much better. Starting with the sound, with the cuts, with the
Yeah.
stuff like that. You see it, and these are so small things which makes the quality so much better, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I get
All,
it.
for example, all the verticals which have been produced lately in Turkey are published on drama pops mostly.
Hmm.
But the quality of the drama pops verticals, where I know which has been produced in Turkey, are really, really, really great. Not less of quality or shit story. They are really great produced. And when I spoke, for example, to Danny Farber, who produced lately a lot in Turkey, He told me that the crews in Turkey are a bit bigger and there are lot more people who can watch after more detailed stuff.
Hmm.
And one of the big parts is that after the shooting day, they are all going together to eat. They are keeping more socializing so that they are getting know each other better and
Hmm.
not only on set, so that the atmosphere is in total more familiar. And I think that you can see exactly in the verticals. You
Yeah.
can also see if it's only a job for an actor or if the actor loves his role. Can you
Hmm.
see? Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I think it's sad because sometimes somebody comes in loving the role, like you mentioned, like someone loved the script, right? And they get
Hmm.
there and then they want to change everything. So I think that is a hard part is sometimes it's like maybe you come in starting like loving it and then they kind of break you down because it's not what you wanted or what you were
Yeah.
going to bring to the role. So it definitely depends. Like they're not every set is equal. Like you said,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
all very different.
exactly. What are
Yeah.
you doing to keep a good work-life balance? Because sometimes I think long shooting days, as you said, you come home, you have to go through the lines for the next day. So shootings are really exhausting in kind of way. But what do you do to calm down, to relax? Are you that type of person when you have shooting, for example, a shooting week? Can you stay focused 7 days in a row in like a tunnel, or is it possible that when you can go home to switch to the private Daniel so
Mhm.
that this vertical pressure, let's call it vertical pressure, doesn't annoy you too much?
Yeah, I mean I think that's something I'm definitely exploring and learning. I haven't been the best at that, to be honest. I am someone who, because I come from a theater background too, I like to be very prepared. I like to know what I'm doing. I like that when they say action, I know the scene very well.
Hmm.
Um, so for me, I put that effort and I put that work into it. And so if I have days of that coming up and I know that I have a lot to prepare, it can be hard for me to just go out with some friends and have some drinks and hang out all night because in the back of my mind I'm like, no, I need to get this done.
I
Um,
have to learn these lines later. Shit.
yeah, yeah, because you never really know how long it's gonna take you. There's not an exact science to it. Like some days your brain is just on, and
Yeah.
then there's days where you don't even, maybe even know why. Maybe you didn't sleep as good as you thought the night
Can
before.
you
Or,
sleep well while the shooting days?
um,
Or is
I
it hard for you to fall asleep because your brain is circulating all around lines and texts and what will happen tomorrow and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, there can be some of that for sure. I think it depends on the set. I think it depends on how comfortable I feel
Okay.
there. If it's one of those sets that maybe I don't know the people that well, if I went and it feels very transactional and it's all just work, I get a little more anxious with those
Okay.
because for me, it's like, oh, I just need, if it's all about business, I just need to be very prepared. I don't want to not look prepared. Um, Whereas if it's casual, I'm like, okay, I can go there and we'll do it together and kind of
Yeah.
relax through it and make it happen. So that's part of it. It's just not really knowing until you get on set or until you get the call sheet and realizing who's going to be there that either calms your anxiety or maybe, adds some for sure. But I've definitely learned to let a lot of it go. And like I said, a huge part of it is for me is not reading comments, and that has definitely made my life just so much better. And you talked
Really?
about being present and keeping focus. That keeps my focus because
Okay.
if you are working on a script or you're memorizing lines, and let's say you took a break, and then you scroll through and you read comments on something you did like the week before, and you
Yeah.
find something that you don't like that hurts you or irks you, then that's what you're going to be thinking about when you have things that you need to do. So
I know.
Yeah. So
I'm a
for me,
really bad sleeper because of this whole shitty thinking roller coaster in my head
yeah,
sometimes.
it's
That's
you
really,
have to really protect it because your phone and social media, like it's not going to protect you. Like the
no,
algorithm, it's made to show you what your insecurity is. Like it's gonna
yeah.
keep popping up. And
And
so
mostly in the baddest time.
Yeah, oh, for
Wh-
sure. And I've just
Uh,
learned in general, like comments, something that's really helped me and might help you sometime too. But you can go to, for in your example, any podcast, go to their YouTube channel, go to whatever. I can go to any actor's page, singer's page, whatever. I can go through any single person and find negative things. Every
yeah,
single one of them.
yeah,
It doesn't matter who
exactly.
they are.
Yeah.
Like, nobody loves everyone the same way. It's just how it goes. And so I actually find
Mm,
comfort in that because it's like, oh yeah, this isn't even about me. And that helps.
yeah, makes sense. But sometimes for me, it's hard to believe when you have a 12-hour shooting day, 7 days in a row. So let's say in total 84 shoot hours shooting plus let's keep it 2 hours per day going through the lines for the next day. So it's 96 hours
Well,
and
and you're
then you should
also
sleep sometimes.
but see the thing is even when you're on set and you're doing these, you're having to do auditions for your next thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So you also have to account for that. You get home, it's maybe 10 p.m. or something. You shot from 10 in the morning to 10 p.m. You're exhausted, but you've got a tape that's due tomorrow or the next day.
Mm,
You've got to turn that on and crank that out. And that's when it's hard. And I think for films, it's always like, okay, because it's at least it's something different. I think
yeah,
that's the hardest part with verticals, that you're like, I've literally been a CEO all day long.
to
And
keep the
then you get home and
motivation
you're like, I
high.
still have to show you again, like, and show that, you know what I mean? It's like there's
Yeah,
videos of me out there doing it. If you want to find it, like it's there. I have a vertical reel, you know what I mean? Like there's all those things, but you still have to record their lines in that
yeah,
moment doing the same thing. And that isn't always easy when you don't feel like it.
yeah. When you don't get in touch with the stuff
Yeah, and
because
sometimes you're just like you're
because
tired.
you
You're like,
have to.
yeah, and you're like, I don't want a camera in my face right now. Like I'm tired. I
Yeah,
feel like it
yeah.
would,
I
you know.
feel I want to have a shower, a meal, and then I will go to bed,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, yeah. There were a couple nights where I just did that, where it's like I was like, whatever, I'm gonna deal with it. I've given 3 really good solid days of knowing everything. I need to sleep. And there are some of those nights where then I will just do it, and then I will make it work on set the next day because I've also learned that you can't come in perfect the same way on these because they just shoot too much in a day.
Yeah,
That's not
no,
normal. And if you're doing like 15 pages of dialogue, I mean, there's no way that you're going to have everything perfect. So, yeah.
or you are a genius, a super genius.
Yeah,
No,
well, they gotta raise the rate a little for all that extra
yeah,
work.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
next point. Kind
Yeah.
of shitty rate for so many stress in positive or negative way. Okay, I ask
Yeah.
again. Why did you
You
leave
have
the
to,
Broadway
well,
for
Broadway
that?
is a lot of work too, and a lot of in a different way, and the money isn't great, even when you're
Not?
leading on
I
Broadway.
thought Emma.
No.
I thought always when you're on Broadway you did it. No, no.
When you're on Broadway for theater, I mean, it's the Super Bowl of theater, but theater does not make, even with that, it does not make the amount of money that like film and TV and verticals and all that things
Okay.
do because it can't reach as many people, you
Yeah.
know. The theater can only fill so many. So um, it's different. And then per performance, yes, they there's the ticket charges and everything, but
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
pay out the full crew, they got to pay out the cast, they got to the theater space.
Yeah. Location. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Was it always your dream job to be an artist, or
yeah.
have you ever been thinking about, I don't know, firefighter, policeman, astronaut, no?
No, it was always this. And I think it was because I've always been sensitive, since I was a kid. And
Has your family an acting background? Someone?
no,
No?
not at all.
Hmm.
No. Um, and I started, singing a lot around the house as a little kid, and my parents, I think very quickly realized that like there was something there. And to see their child, I think, so excited and passionate about something they really
Yeah, that's
wanted.
great.
Yeah, they
We
they
have
really.
so many, I don't know how is it in the US, but here lately, this generation actually, they are 19, 20, they don't know still what they want to do in for a life.
No, yeah, they're not really. A lot of people aren't really passionate about anything,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
So I think it's really great when you have a kid and it's
like
so,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
they were
sometimes
very,
maybe it's kind of a fairy tale dream,
yeah, of
but
course.
I think when you're really into it,
You really have to go for it and you make it work, and that's part of it. Like I'm making it work, like I'm not just saying, okay, I'm only going to do big budget movies and that's it. Like I'm doing verticals in between, my other like film projects that I'm doing and everything, just because I love the craft of doing it. I
hmm,
enjoy being busy. I enjoy creating. I enjoy expressing myself and the artistry of it. So that's what keeps me doing it. Because every time I try to back away from it, I miss it. So
feels like a drug. You get
yeah,
yeah.
like this
I totally
this
understand it.
yeah, it's like falling in love with someone that you don't want to be in love with all the time,
Yeah,
and
the
you just
toxic kind of toxic relationship.
yeah, yeah, because you're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it for any of this other stuff. Let me tell you,
Yeah, and there
it's
are a lot of moments where you unset and surely thinking, "What the heck? Why I'm doing this shit?"
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I totally
There,
know.
there are those
So,
days.
what did acting taught you for life?
Um, I think it's taught me to really listen to people. That's the biggest thing. Um, is to really be present in the moment and not think too far ahead.
Hmm.
But when you're having a conversation with somebody, not anticipating or making a judgment ahead of time, but really
Mm.
processing the information and just listening. I think that's done a huge thing for my life. It's introduced me to so many interesting people for
Hmm.
sure. And it also has allowed me uh, a therapy of many ways, where because I was a sensitive kid growing up, like I said, I didn't always know how to express that, and the arts and theater and acting and singing was a way for me to not be told, oh, stop being so sensitive. It was a way for me to make something great of it, and
Mm.
make it be seen where it was like, oh wow, it was actually beautiful to see him cry. Like I mean, I think that's what I love about acting is like when I'm able to fully connect and process that role and really kind of heal myself through certain scenes sometimes, I think can be really wonderful and change your perspective on things.
So also getting more empathy in kind of
Mhm.
situations for other people.
Yeah, always, very, very much so. It's definitely done that for me. And made me just see other perspectives. I don't get angry very easily. Like I'm someone who I'll be like, well, why do they think that way? Why are they feeling that way? Like why was this person this way towards me?
Hmm.
I look at it that way and process it because that's what we do as actors. We get a script and we're like, okay, why is my character feeling this? And
Yeah.
um, I do that in real life, now too. And I can kind of take a step back and see it almost like it's a movie sometimes. And
Is it hard to be sometimes not in a kind of acting role in your private life? To
I mean, there are
step
sometimes,
back
yeah, there are sometimes
and
where you feel like you have to be on,
hmm,
like you just on, like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's definitely that pressure, I think sometimes where you want to keep that up all the time when you don't always feel that. Um, yeah, for sure. That's an issue for
Is it
sure.
easy to hide in some situations because for you it's easy to act and pretend to be someone else?
Yeah, I think sometimes for sure. Um, I think there are, but in some ways that comes in handy too, because if you are feeling anxious somewhere or insecure in a situation,
Hmm.
whatever, if you kind of can tap into that acting side of you, you're like you sort of like convince yourself that you're like, no, I'm a CEO walking in here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can kind of like you could change your mentality a little bit,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can switch
Because
on. You have like a toolkit. Okay, what is needed? The CEO, kind of the villain rude
hmm
guy. What is
yeah,
needed? So you can switch easily.
yeah,
That's maybe not the baddest thing, but sometimes I think it's not so easy to be true to yourself in that
no,
way
yeah,
because it's so easy to switch, and so easy to ignore maybe something because yeah, no problem, I can switch the CEO
yeah.
character on and then it doesn't affect me. But lately maybe it affects you in another way.
Some ways, but I think it also like really opens up your mind to who your friends are and the people in your
Yeah,
life. And
yeah,
if they
I think
bring
so.
out this part of you that feels very real
Yeah,
and natural, then you're like, wow, that's my close friend. That's my
yeah, when you exactly get the feeling, okay, I don't have to pretend
yeah,
anything.
you don't have to. Like they don't
Yeah,
those unconditional friends and relationships that you have in your life become really important, where you're
yeah.
like, wow, this isn't about how many followers I have. This isn't about like any of this other crazy stuff that doesn't even matter. Let's be real. Yeah, it's really nice to sit back and reflect on those things.
Ask question before I want to do a 5 question quickie with you. Do you have any role model in acting?
Role model in acting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have several,
Yeah,
Um,
but I don't know which.
I mean, can it be a female too?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
You
love, do you know who
know,
Jessica Lange, do you know her?
yeah,
I
I know
love
her.
her because she's a theater person who comes in
Hmm.
and just transforms, and what I love about her is she's never an actress who's like, okay, I'm so concerned about what I look like in this moment.
Hmm.
Like she will have full snot coming out of her nose. She will like have all her buttons like messed up. Her hair will be frazzled and everything because she's dedicated and she's in the moment. And I, as an actor, I really love that chameleon aspect, the ability of like letting go of how you're perceiving yourself and
Hmm.
just letting it naturally come out on camera. So I think that's a really beautiful, like wonderful, strong gift as an actor and something that a lot of people don't have. I think a lot of current actors are
Mm.
almost more influencers, in a way. So it's very much about like how do I look and how many followers.
Yeah, it's so often this. Oh no, I cannot wear. No, no, that's not so trendy. No, I have to.
Yeah.
I don't like that. When I'm going for a walk with my dogs, you don't want to know how I look like. When I'm doing my morning walk with my dogs in the forest, it's only
Yeah.
me and my 2 dogs. So bullshit.
Yeah. It's wild. I love God, I mean there's so many actors. I really like Jason Bateman lately, which is really interesting because we share, the last name.
Jason Bateman. I don't
Do you
know
know
him.
him? Did you ever see
Mm-mm,
Ozark?
mm-mm.
He's done a lot of things recently. The reason why I enjoy him is he's very good at switching between comedy and drama. Like he is someone who literally does both well,
I
Not
really loved the acting of Robin Williams.
yes, of
He
course.
was such a great actor.
is so good and just so eccentric in a way with
Yeah, I
everything.
loved him in the role of Good Will Hunting as the
Yeah,
psychologist. And
yeah,
then you see Miss Doubtfire, the total opposite, you know.
yeah. I think
I love
he's one
that.
of those two. I think Jim Carrey has a little bit of that quality too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, exactly,
someone
exactly. Yeah,
really was fully committed.
yeah, fully
Just a very
passionated.
yeah, interesting person. Um,
Yeah. So, five question quickie. At the end of every episode, everyone gets asked the same five question.
okay.
Are you sitting good? Are you ready?
Sorry. I have these shorts on and I'm like, ugh.
So, the first question I'm always asking, I judge people by food. So, what's your favorite dish? What do you like to eat?
I love Italian food. That is like number one for
Since you have
sure.
been in Italy or before also?
Before also, but I don't think I really knew Italian food the right way until I went to Italy, and then I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And the craziest thing is, like in Italy, when I was eating like all this pasta, I didn't gain a pound. Like it was like, I mean, yes, I was working a lot and I was like
Yeah,
busy, but it was interesting because it doesn't all it's not processed the way that like is in the US and you just
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
feel better.
yeah.
Everything's like natural and real and yeah, I love Italian food. I'm a huge fan of like the creamy like white sauces. I love those like an
So the
Alfredo.
carbonara style
Yes,
and
forms of all that. I love that. That is by far like number
big
one.
question. Pineapples on pizza or not?
Yes, on pizza. Yeah. I know I'm crazy, but I love it. I love it. Not, I didn't have that in
Till
Italy, of
now,
course.
you have really big sympathy points, but they are all gone. Sorry for
I
that,
know, I
Daniel. They
know.
are
I
all
love it.
gone.
I think the reason why I love it is because it's
But you
like,
never did eat that in Italy.
no, 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 no.
Yes.
I mean,
Otherwise,
I'm
you
not
would
even
have
an
been
option.
imprisoned there.
Yeah, I didn't even see that there. No, here, I think the reason I like it in a different way. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna have a great Italian meal. I'm gonna have like pizza with that. It's more like if somewhere is like a fast food pizza and they have with pineapple, I'll do it because for me, it's like I have a sweet tooth. So for me, it's like I enjoy like that mix of like flavors. So it's like, oh, now
Mhm.
there's something sweet with it for a second. I like that. Like I love tiramisu, I love coffee. I love sweet coffee.
Then you would love. I published a cookbook with an extra sheet of only desserts
Oh
and
yeah.
really, yeah, sweet
I
desserts.
love I love desserts. Yeah, love
And the
them.
Christmas cookies you would like.
Yes,
Because it's so much calories. Kilos of Christmas cookies.
I love
Ev-
it. I love
Everyone who tells me, Miela, sorry, I cannot eat much. I'm on a diet. Every time I said, you are on diet on Christmas. Are you so stupid? Forgot
yeah.
it.
Like
Forgot
let
it.
that week, let just enjoy that week.
Yeah. Next question. What's your favorite film?
My favorite film is The Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And the reason being is because I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Kansas, Kansas City, actually on the Missouri side, but yeah, I was in Kansas all the time. They border each other, and yeah, I was one of the first movies that I remember. So it I remember it giving me a lot of hope that there was like, oh, there's this big
Big
magical
world,
world out
the
there.
big world outside. Yeah. What puts you in a good mood in kind of song or music?
A really upbeat music, something that just has like that just makes you want to dance in kind of a fun, silly, classic, way.
Fun, silly classic. So, what song, for example, for fun, silly
Like if I'm
classic?
at a party and like the YMCA comes on or something,
Oh,
like
that's good.
I
Haha.
love it because
I
for
heard
me,
lately a lot of ABBA dancing
yes, that
queen
too.
stuff
That will do a Dancing Queen, like anything like that, where it's
and
like an intimate mood.
Waterloo and
Yeah.
you know the funny part is Everyone says, yeah, yeah, ABBA, but everyone knows every song of ABBA.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you hear a ABBA song, everyone is singing.
Yeah, everyone loves like, Dancing Queen and all those.
Oh, Mamma
But it's
Mia.
it's it's just an instant like mood switch that everyone like
Mhm.
they know that music and then you bond over that
Yeah,
music. So yeah, I love songs like that.
that's it. Yeah, it was a good time
Hmm.
when they were released. I have the feeling that the lately released music is not so intense anymore.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So when someone reached out to you and said, "Listen, I want to start watching verticals," which one of your verticals you would advise for starting in this vertical space audience?
I I would say I did one called Taming the Billionaire Tycoon that is on Playlet, and that would probably be the one I would tell people to go to first because it's a rom-com, the entire way through. It's funny, it's slapstick, it's upbeat, it's quick. So I feel like that's more of like the real me, I guess, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. Um, so I would say that one if they wanted to just get to know like my humor and who I am a little bit more, I would
Mm-hmm.
say that. If they want to watch me as a villain and they want to get to know that, I would watch um uh, one on Good Shorts called My Husband's Nephew is My Guilty Pleasure, which I mentioned
There he was
earlier.
again, the stupid
And that,
title.
yeah, but it's really popular on there. It just released like a couple months ago, and it's all over their page online and everything. But yeah, that's a really fun villain that's takes himself very seriously, is very selfish in a funny way and
Okay.
oblivious. Yeah, I would say watch that one too.
And last question, what genre, except of musical, we talked about musicals are needed, would you see more? Would you want to see more in verticals? Or
I would,
new
I'd love to
genre,
see
for
it.
example?
I would love to see a musical,
Only
Yeah.
musical and then you would be happy?
No, I would love to see, like I said, I would love to see more comedic ones in some sort of way. Yeah.
I spoke with Adam Chisnell. What about a parody? A parody about verticals itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I was,
How stupid
yeah,
is, wait, stand here, I just want to slap you now. Or stuff like
yeah,
that, you know?
yeah. It's so funny. And just the behind the scenes of it all. And like,
Yes.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Or you can see there is an auction scene and all the $20 million stuff was ordered by the crew members on Amazon a few minutes before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. I would love to see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit more funny things.
Yeah.
Definitely needed. Yeah, totally right.
Mhm.
So we will see how the way will go of this vertical
Yeah.
space. I think we
Hmm.
are just at the beginning. Maybe we will talk in a year or stuff like that again.
Yeah.
You have done, I don't know, 80 verticals.
Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get there.
Maybe we will see about that. Daniel, I thank you so much for your time, for joining me for an episode here on my podcast. It was a pleasure talking to you. And I wish you a lot of roles you want to do. Let's say it in that way.
Mhm.
And if you ever get casted for a musical vertical, let me know. I want
Oh,
to
I
know this.
I will for sure let you know, and I'll make sure that we talk about it.
Okay, that's a deal. If you ever do a musical vertical, we will talk. We have to talk about that. Okay?
Oh, we will. Absolutely, in detail. And then I'll sing on it too. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, that would be great. Okay, I've recorded that. I can come
Yeah.
back to you.
Yes. Oh yeah. I have no problem. Hmm.
That's good.
Yes, you're
Thank
almost
you.
there. All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye. This is a wrap on this episode, and I hope you tune in again.